November 14th, 2012. A world-renowned 55-year-old ship has a new life in one of the most densely populated river deltas on Earth. People here have waited years for what it might deliver.
Boats in Bangladesh, they are the lifeline of the people. As there are veins in our bodies, rivers are like that in our country.
This boat, the Rainbow Warrior II of Greenpeace, shares her predecessor's scars. Raids, rammings, even a bombing by the French secret police.
It's an iconic ship, and for me to be associated with it is a great feeling of pleasure.
The ship will soon join two others here, fighting for a forgotten people, a people threatened by ever more devastating storms and rising seas. How is their fate linked to us all? The Brahmaputra River is a threaded delta of shallow water and sand. The islands in the northern delta are called chars. 3 million people crowd onto 200 islands, simply because the mainland in Bangladesh is full. There are only a few ways to get around: by boat and by foot. At this time of year, the dry season, the river is low. The carry from shore to village is long, over 2 kilometers of sand. A laborer in this sand is Masnu Mia, whose family lives in the nearby village. One of his sons, 5-year-old Raju, injured his heel on the road in a bicycle accident with his mother. Her name is Asbanu. In most parts of the world, she'd be able to have her son's torn foot treated locally. But here in the chars, this treatable injury may cost Raju his life.
You know, you have to close your eyes to visualize yourself on an island. 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer. We're standing there are no rocks. The river on which the island is, it's 30 kilometers broad. It can flow at 8 to 10 knots. No infrastructure, zero. No shops, no healthcare system, no schooling. Each family owning a small plot of land with which they have to live. And then the climax comes, because the climax is when storms start and this island starts breaking, everything that you have built slowly in front of your eyes is just broken and taken away. Neither is there stability of your life, nor of your economic position, nor even the soil under you. It's not a question of living comfortably, non-comfortably, it's a question of life and death.
If you were a Char Islander, you might be forced to move 12 or 25, or maybe as many as 40 times in the course of your life. In the last 15 years, the frequency of flooding has increased significantly.
Floods were coming in every 5, 6, 7 years earlier. Now, every alternate year there are floods. Unpredictable floods which is washing away all the savings which a farmer has put into his soil. And these sandy islands, life is so difficult.
"10 days after his heel was torn, Raju has a raging fever and a systemic infection. His mother, Asbanu, learns of help. She carries Raju to the river, gets in a line, and hopes for the best. From a special hospital boat able to tie up in the shallow water right next to the bank, called life buoy. The Anglo-Dutch consumer goods company Unilever is the vessel's main sponsor. In 2001, Lifebuoy was the first of the floating hospitals run by the Bangladeshi organization Friendship. Friendship was founded by an extraordinary woman, Runa Khan, and her French husband, Yves Marais. Friendship's boats serve hundreds of people in the chars each day, charging only pennies. A good thing, since Asbanu does not have much to spare. She's already spent a week of family salary on a futile first aid effort back in the village. Raju cries in pain, and his mother tries to console him. After intravenous antibiotics, his wound is dressed by a hospital technician.
I hope the 10 days after he go home is clear.
For 10 days, Raju and his mother will sleep on the riverbank in recovery shelters built by Friendship. The fever will subside, the wound will heal, and Asbanu will finally feel her son is safe. For now.
We work on ships, on boats, going from island to island. We work with a healthcare system which is based on a concept of mobility.
Friendship launched a second boat a few years ago with financial support from Emirates Airline. More full-time staff were enlisted, about 30 on each boat. Over 172 international medical professionals have been involved.
We are treating patients and with that we actually educate them about the disease, and if I treat a patient and educate him, then him or her, then I can treat 1,000 patients. It is the idea of friendship. If people cannot go to the hospital, hospital will come to them.
Friendship has served 1.3 million Char residents of the shallow northern delta. There are equally fragile lives in the southern delta and deep-water coastal belt. This area stretches from the Sundarbans to Teknaf, an expanse of 600 kilometers that includes many exposed islands. With warmer seas, ever more frequent cyclones funnel up from the Bay of Bengal, with devastating impact. Storms push saltwater into the land, sterilizing fertile soil.
In 2007, with the cyclone Sidr, it reinforced our belief that the coastal belt was as lacking in healthcare as the north.
Friendship's two boats, working the shallow northern rivers, cannot safely pilot the deeper waters of the southern coastal belt.
We were absolutely exuberant with happiness. When Greenpeace offered us the ship, it was like manna from heaven, you know? It's exactly as Greenpeace had it. This was from one of their campaigns. So we've got things which are, you know, we've kept it like the Greenpeace symbol there. And I stepped onto the ship and I fell in love with it. And I knew why, because I think the past has a way of seeping through and talking to you.
If any ship can deliver services to the people of the southern coastal region, it is the former Rainbow Warrior II. Built for deep water, this vessel is the second of 3 successive Greenpeace ships with this name. It comes from a prophecy of the Cree Indians. In their years of activism at sea, the Rainbow Warriors spotlighted seal hunters, commercial whalers, and nuclear weapons testing on islands. More recently, providing disaster relief to the victims of the 2004 tsunami in Southeast Asia.
Rainbow Warrior has brought hope and inspiration. She is more than just a ship. It's a symbol of our struggles and our victories.
And she'll be a hospital ship. Such a wonderful reincarnation for Rainbow Warrior. And I think that's a really appropriate symbol, because Rainbow Warrior is a symbol of courage, a symbol of peace.
We could not keep the name Rainbow Warrior because the Rainbow Warrior was now Rainbow Warrior 3, but we did not want to lose it completely. And Rongdhonu means rainbow in Bengali, and as this was going to be a ship of Bangladesh and Bengali, we wanted to name it Rongdhonu.
With almost 15 months of work, an extensive overhaul and upgrade of the vessel has been completed.
We wanted international doctors to come, and therefore the boat had to be of a certain standard and class. We have 2 operation theatres, we have a dental unit, an eye unit, a fully equipped pathological laboratory, a women's gynecological section, primary healthcare facilities, and a ward. So actually we took their north and we served this part, we took their south, we served this part.
The newly named Rongdhonu buzzes with the excitement of a new life, a new mission, with plans for the future and details of what could be done in the south.
This is a much neglected area in the past in terms of primary healthcare and secondary healthcare in the terms of surgical interventions that this boat, this ship, is going to be able to implement, such as cataract operations and minor orthopedic surgery.
The people of the southern coast await the Rongdhonu. On the first day of the boat's service, more than 100 people are treated. Nearly 1,000 in just the first 6 days. Many in the region suffer from hookworm, cholera, typhoid, malaria, and tuberculosis. Beyond the onboard treatments, the Rongdhonu is being linked to a network of shoreside services, modeled after her companion vessels serving the Char people of the north. Mobile clinics, health educators, these are already a proven success. There will be schools, vocational training for girls, disaster preparedness and relief from the floods.
Bangladesh is one of the countries which are tremendously challenged. It's one of the poorest countries in the world, one of the most densely populated countries of the world, facing the brunt of the environmental challenges of the world today. You're living on the fringe, and living on the fringe, climate change has maximum impact.
The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change believes 15 million climate refugees in Bangladesh alone could be displaced by mid-century. Already, 500,000 arrive each year to the swollen slums of Dhaka, the country's capital city. The challenges exist beyond Bangladesh.
We wanted to keep the Rongdhonu equipped for not only the coastal belt, but for dealing with emergencies anywhere in the region. I think the Rainbow Warrior spoke about deep beliefs, fundamental rights, fundamental issues on us as citizens of the world, of us as taking care of our country, of our planet, and us taking care of each human being, because for friendship each human being matters. So it was a kind of a synergy of work. The fact that this is the Rainbow Warrior is in one jump, it is going to bring these people, awareness of these people to the whole world.